MFPC for inviting me, and also this seminar is supported by CMDF Fund from Securities Commission for Public Awareness. Selamat datang tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, terutama yang datang daripada Sabah. Yang saya tahu ini Financial Planning e-ROADSHOW untuk Sabah, tetapi hari ini kita buat dekat online lah, right? So hari ini saya adalah Adjunct Professor John Ninyii, President of AFA, and also wearing a hat for as a CEO and founder of Yes Financial Berhad, Chairman and founder of Yes Trustees Berhad, and uh, uh, also MA3. Yeah. So without further ado, today Bahasa Melayu and also English, so that everyone here could benefit as Bahasa Melayu tuan-tuan dan puan. So anyway, today my topic today for this financial literacy seminar is investment planning. Yeah, investment planning. The title I put it goals and roadmap. Yeah, goals and roadmap. Okay. Yeah. So when come to this type of topic, investment planning, personally, I think it had if you compare to retirement planning and educational planning, so I think it is much interrelated. Because in my point of view, retirement planning, it is about your objective of going to retire. And also education planning, you're planning for your children's education. However, investment planning, it is something that if you do it without an objective, it might have some concern, And to me, retirement is an objective. Education planning, it is an objective, right? Investment planning, it is much more about how to allocate your money and also how to grow your money, right? So that this is about investment planning. However, yeah, it is very important for us to, like what Ethan yang macam apa yang Ethan shared just now about financial planning 6 step. So 6 step is when we look at any pillar of financial planning, please don't forget that the 6 step is very important. So kalau kita tak buat 6 step ini, it might bring us to some unwanted circumstances lah, right? So direction here setting goals are very important, especially in investment planning. Imagine, right? If you are planning to drive from KL to, let's say, Johor Bahru. Kalau kamu nak bawa kereta daripada KL untuk pergi ke Johor Bahru, kita akan mengarah ke selatan. Tetapi, bila kita bawa kereta, tiba-tiba ada seorang let's say Nissan GT4 dekat tepi, dengan dia tekan minyak wung 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 wung, then what happened to you, for those people, maybe guy, I say guy, you are hot-blooded, right? So you feel provoked, naik marah, naik angin. So you probably raise that with that fellow, right? At the end of the day, you may end up where? You may end up in Bentong Karak Highway, heading to Kuantan, right? So as you drive, because of somebody kacau you at the tepi, right? So you will probably follow that fella, and you cut him or whatsoever, end up, you are heading to Seremban, end up you went up to Genting Highlands, right? So that is very important about direction. So that is an analogy of driving a car from KL to Johor Bahru, end up in Pahang. But here, when we talk about investment planning, right? I show here, this is the graph of this top growth stock, from $1 plus, to today, $1 plus minus, from $1 plus shooting up to probably, 8 to 9 ringgit at the peak during 2020, 2021. This is when you are doing investment planning without a direction, These are called noise and voice from the market. You know, orang dekat tepi itu cakap ini stock ni lah, itulah, ni lah, itulah. End up you are racing rather than investing, right? You are speculating rather than investing. Sometimes we lost rational. Tamak, greedy, fear, and whatsoever kicks in. With the macro environment, with the ambience around, that people are speculating stocks, especially the penny stocks. Then you end up. Every human got. Yeah, I know gambling is not halal. It's haram in Islam. But however, if we enter into the stock market with a kind of speculating mindset, right? Is it attitudely not so appropriate? I don't say it's a sin. However, we have to check our attitude, whether are you gambling or are you investing, right? So these are when we do investment without a direction, without an objective, it will end up, speculating or even gambling in the stock market. So that is very important. And how to say, those people who actually proper do planning. Let's say you plan for your children's education. You want your children to have at least, let's say, 200,000 ringgit for education in another 3 years time. Would you kind of, inverted commas, raise in the stock market? Meaning you speculate. Here buy, here sell, here sell. Here means dengar tau. Dengar beli, dengar jual. Dengar beli, dengar jual in the stock market. If you are planning to accumulate at least, for example, 200,000 for your child education in 3 years time, I guess you got the answer, right? The answer is no lah. So if you got a proper direction, now the direction that you die want a 200,000 for your child education, I guess you would not doing speculating investment already. So here, the first message today I would like to share is setting goal is the fundamental of investment planning. Without setting a proper and clear goal, a person might end up in a financial disaster. Moreover, for those people who are doing margin, margin financing for stock market, this person could end up call margin or even bankrupt. There's a lot of people bankrupt because of stock speculating. I don't say stock investment, but if they speculate, there are high chance to go bankrupt. Because if you are leveraging on banking facility for this matter, right? And worse still for those people who use use a lot of derivative element, when doing this type of speculative methods in the stock market. Another thing to share is GameStop. There are a lot of noise in the market during this COVID lockdown. You can see the graph here. So these are in conjunction with a lot of speculative retail investors out there. Here sell, here buy, and there are rumors around, and also doing short selling or whatsoever. Until circuit breaker happen, right? So would this be your so-called investment planning? I guess no, right, ladies and gentlemen. I guess you would not. These are not in your cup of tea. If you are serious in financial planning, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, so first thing first, setting of goals. Setting of goals. What is your objective? First thing, who are you? You need to ask yourself, who are you? Who are you? Are you? What type of occupation are you? And what is your income? Would you have a sustainable income or whatsoever? Are you a businessman? Are you on yourself? Are you unemployed? So how old are you? All these will be important, in terms of setting goals. Are you a father of 3 child? What is your sense of responsibility towards your children's education? What are your sense of responsibility and planning towards your own retirement? So you must ask, who are you first? Second thing, where are you? Where are you? So do you have currently savings or unit trust portfolios? How much is your EPF portfolios and your ASB portfolio, whatsoever? Where are you? And where are you going? Are you going to Johor, or are you going to hearsay, end up in Bentong Pahang, right? So where are you going? So, ladies and gentlemen, let us nail down a few of a common goal here. So to help everyone here, including all people in the public there, to set your goal in investment planning. Yeah, investment is about allocating the wealth that you save for future use. Is allocating whether to allocate in equities, in bonds, or whatsoever that I will be touching on later. But however, um, having said why I need this investment to be there, yeah, why I need to accumulate my investment, right? So these are a few common goals that usually people have, right? The first thing, yeah, the first thing first, retirement. I think a lot of people are, yeah, maybe for certain people they are too far away, or maybe certain people like my age are not far away from retirement. So retirement. So of course you need to see whether you are you have EPF or not, right? If you have EPF, or certain people have langsung tada EPF or very very minor EPF because you are doing your own business, or certain people have not so significant EPF because halfway they become entrepreneurs and do not contribute EPF. So these will you need to calculate your retirement needs, retirement needs and the shortfall. So from there, you accumulate and also deploying strategies to allocate your funds, your retirement assets, into a basket of portfolio that I will be sharing later, lah. Right. So second goal. What are the second goal? Child education. So usually people at the age of 30 to 40s, they have, on top, they have their old parents, elderly parents, waiting for them to feed, and they have young children, probably at 3 years old, 5 or 10 years old, that prepare for education, are going to prepare for education, and certain people may have their children in their international school already, or whatever, that burn their money every month. If you are in government school, then that is with a lower cost, right? So education planning. The third thing, are you doing investing, as a standby funds, right? A lot of people think that, oh, standby funds should put in FD only. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share that actually standby funds ada dua jenis standby funds tau. So in financial planning, there's basic liquidity ratio and also standby liquidity ratio. Ya, untuk orang yang dekat luar situ yang bukan RFP holder, yang tak belajar registered financial planner or Sharia registered planner. So I would like to introduce ini dua ratio. Basic liquidity ratio, meaning emergency fund that you must have in order to cater with any perkara yang emergency. So usually, these emergency fund 3 to 6 months would put in money market instrument or fixed deposit lah. Very very liquid one. You can exit the market. You can take the money out, anytime without losing your principal, your capital. So then another type of standby fund is standby liquidity ratio. Standby liquidity ratio is between 18 months to 24 months. Apa beza dia? Basic liquidity ratio and standby liquidity ratio. Standby liquidity ratio is a standby funds, for us to stand by on any big major event, because through business administration, human change management, right? Where a person or a corporation or a country would probably need 24 months to adopt to new normal, right? In order for a person, a corporation, or even a government, to adopt to new normal is 24 months. So thus, standby liquidity ratio of 18 to 24 months. The objective is for us, to adjust to a new normal, right? So these funds could probably deploy in investment tools, right? Like unit trust, like bond funds or whatsoever. So these may fall into your asset allocation in investment planning already, right? So other than that, leisure fund. Leisure fund may be a little bit. It depends on what type of leisure you want. Maybe holiday fund, that one, right? So that would probably not be a significant fund. Maybe 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, or dream fund, or maybe you want to save money to buy a LV bag, right? Or buy a Mercedes Benz, or buy something that you like, renovation, renovate your house, or you want to change your house to be a bigger one, So probably this is a dream fund, right? So then achievement. Certain people just want to save some funds, some net worth. Uh, let's say 1 million or 2 million or half a million as a sense of achievement. Oh, I sudah ada 500,000 dekat I punya portfolio, portfolio. Tak kira dia FD ke, bond ke, ASP ke, mana saham ke apa. I ada half a million. I achieve something at age 40, or I achieve something at the age of 50, or certain female, perempuan, perempuan kan dia perempuan got, I think, have higher sense of urgency lah, right? Perempuan kan. So yeah, of course, we lelaki kalau nak kencing dekat mana-mana pun boleh kan. Kadang-kadang kan, nak kencing lah, okay, mungkin tak ada toilet pun emergency kan, lah tepi jalan janji ada pokok kan, ada pokok banana, pokok pisang kan, okay, dekat tepi belakang, boleh lah, lantak lah, okay. Mungkin we kencing dengan berdiri, right? Perempuan tak boleh. Perempuan need a room, need a building, even to go for toilet. So ladies and gentlemen, I personally, I think female will have higher sense of urgency in financial planning, especially, because they have to protect themselves, on even daily activities, like going to toilet, right? So probably female will have another objective of having, kind of achievement, to have, let's say, 100,000, 200,000, or 300,000 of female contingency fund. In Mandarin we call 私房钱. Why is called 私房钱? Itu duit yang suami tak tahu tu. Duit yang suami tak tahu tu. Okay, untuk standby dekat tepi aja. Okay, untuk apa-apalah, as a perempuan, right? Kalau lelaki dia, bankrupt ke, hilang kerja ke, okay, tiba-tiba suami ubah perangai ke, hilang kerja ke, tak mau dia ke, okay, at least dia adalah duit untuk jaga diri sendiri dengan anak-anak dia. So this probably also a type of female achievement funds, right? Or female standby funds. So what are your objectives? So this objective will probably contribute to the risk portfolio. Berapa risiko yang anda boleh tanggung. If the goal is very short term, you want this money, okay, next year, of course you cannot invest in a very volatile asset, right? But if your objective are very far ahead, like retirement, probably you could take higher risk and higher volatility, because it is very far away. Let's say 10 years, 20 years ahead. Yep, right. For example, dream fund. Dream fund, it is very subjective. It depends on what type of dream and how serious are you on the dream. Let's say, okay lah, tak apalah, I just want to buy a Mercedes Benz, in 4 years time, for example, right? However, for me, okay lah, kalau ada lah, tak ada pun tak apalah kan. So you could actually invest in probably a more volatile portfolio for that purpose, because that dream is not so serious and the time is not nailed to die 3 years. No. But for education, child education, I think it is a serious matter. Because your children just cannot wait for you to your funds or your stock to rebound for university, right? Dia kalau nak pergi universiti, memang nak pergi universiti. Dia cakap, apa, saya umur 18 lah nak pergi universiti. Dia cakap, tak boleh lah. Bapak punya stok kan, stuck dekat Top Glove kan, apa, stuck dekat itu, apa, dulu saya beli 8 ringgit, sekarang jadi RM1.5. Bapak nak tunggu itu stok datang balik kan, apa, nak tunggu 2-3 tahun, tak boleh lah kan. Anak-anak kalau nak belajar, masa itu nak belajar dah, okay, dia tak boleh tunggu. So that is very important when come to goal setting, right, ladies and gentlemen. So what is your goal? So what is your goal? So this first thing first, what is your goal? And ladies and gentlemen, contribution. So ladies and gentlemen, you may look at your goal. Everyone have different goal. So you can nail down your goal. Probably while you are hearing my sharing today, you can craft your own simple journey out of that goal. Okay, so when come to goal, and not goal emas, goal direction yang goal, contribution times time frame times return equals to goal. Okay, contribution means bilangan duit yang kamu nak letak masuk tiap-tiap bulan ke tiap-tiap tahun kali dengan masa dia. For example, your goal for children's education fund is 200,000. Okay, so time. Okay, time. Let's say from now your children is only 12 years old. So 18 years old, you have 5 years. Right, time is 5 years. So ROI is return lah. It depends on your portfolio, 5% ke 6% ke. So contribution is bilangan duit yang kamu nak save inside or invest inside. You know, so ladies and gentlemen, C, T, and R, which one for you do you think is the most significant element? Yang paling penting, elemen yang paling penting untuk mencapai goal. So here got chat one. Oh, got Q&A. Thank you very much, Badisa. Okay, so which one is more important? Come, you reply in the Q&A. Probably I can see. Yeah. Okay, come. So, non-Liza cakap save consistently. Time. Ada 2 orang cakap R. Come on. I want to see the response from the public. Come. Which one? C, contribution. Time, Astura. Apa lagi? Come. I want to see another 2. So, I have to get a bigger portfolio. T, C. Okay. ROI. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, which one can you control? Come. Which one can you control? Wait, which one can you control? C, T, or R? Come. C, T, or R? Which one can you control? Now, tengok. C, T, or R? Which one can you control? Oh, sekarang sudah banyak orang tahu jawab dah. Siti itu perempuan tahu Siti. My company got 2 Siti anyway. Contribution, yeah. So thanks for participation. Okay, so in investment planning, a lot of people just like, talking about ROI. So here we look at this thing in a collective manner. Investment planning, is a whole chunk of thing, right? So to achieve your goal, right? So ROI for me is the element yang paling tak penting, right? Elemen yang tak penting. Okay, for example, right? Sekarang orang paksa you simpan 1 bulan, 1 tahun, 1,000, right? I paksa you 10 tahun, right? I paksa lah you 10 tahun. You die 10 tahun mesti ada 10,000. Betul? Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan? Macam EPF lah. EPF you tak bagi duit dekat EPF. Nanti hang masuk penjara lah. You masuk penjara, you punya tauke pun masuk penjara. Itu under undang-undang Malaysia yang kamu kena masuk EPF. Kalau tak masuk EPF, mampus hang. So you end up in jail or kena saman. So ladies and gentlemen, so contribution plus time. Even the ROI is kosong. Contohnya kalau EPF bagi kamu 0% pun. And end up you masih ada prinsipal yang kamu simpan. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, right? During retirement. So the R is the less significant. The most significant thing is time, actually. Time. So you cannot procrastinate. You tak boleh berlengah-lengah, tak boleh tunggu, right? Kalau you nak mencapai cita-cita, goal itu dengan efektif, the most easiest thing to obtain is time. So you must start early. That is very important. Whether your contribution significant or not. Kadang-kadang kan, you have these two elements equally important. I want to say contribution and time. So it depends on your age. Sometimes if you are very senior, I don't say old, 50 years old, 60 years old, you're getting retirement very, very soon. So you got no time, then contribution. You got my point? So we don't plan when we time is very important. Time. So plan early, start early, don't procrastinate. So then the second one is contribution. So without proper, even with zero return, you will still have your principal. Walaupun dengan tak ada return sekali, tak ada dividend, tak ada ROI, you pun masih ada wang pokok, right? So about ROI dekat sini, it depends on your choice of underlying, right? So if certain asset, macam tadi, itu stock bagi GameStop ke, Top Glove ke, apa-apa, tiba-tiba you sailang semua, sailang. Dalam Hokkien kita pakai sailang. Sailang maksudnya taruh habis semua, pum. Okay, taruh habis, pum, semua. Lalu tiba-tiba daripada RM8 satu stok, jadilah sekarang RM1.5 kan. Habislah, What about negative 50%, negative 80%? So sometimes ROI, you can't really, you can't really, you can smell, but you can't really guarantee it. It might go negative. Yeah, sometimes you can go up at 100%, 200%. It might go also negative 50%, negative 60%, or even bust, boom, habis, right? So ROI today, ROI, is much depends on the choice of asset that you are deploying in, right? So T and C is the most important thing, right? And the least important is the R, right? So now we are talking about that is so if you got no time, if you got only one time of contribution and you hope to achieve your goal very, very fast, you want to R very, very high, end up, better you go, okay, this disclaimer, just for analogy only, probably you end up speculating, right? It's as if you are going Genting to gamble, right? Right. So if you have only one time of contribution, the time is very short, then you want to achieve your goal, end up speculating is a good word. Bad word is called gambling, right, ladies and gentlemen? Or scam, right? Then you always listen to certain phone, drag you inside a WhatsApp group or Telegram group saying, oh, sekarang ada 1,000. Nanti petang nanti you dapat 4,000. You bagi 4,000, nanti dia cakap besok you dapat 21,000. Panggil masuk date dulu. Lepas tu, dia scam, dia pakai semua clone itu CMSL company daripada Securities Commission. Dia cakap dia punya company macam ada lesen, tapi end up dia tak ada lesen. So itu scam. So end up scamming. Kena scam. So ladies and gentlemen, right? So there's actually 3 cornerstones, right, in a real investment. In a real investment, so there are 3 things, right? Very important. Interrelated with each other. Time horizon, return, and risk. So of course, under the SC side, they teach you, to spot the scam, Haman, this one, tipu, indah rupa daripada khabar, tidak akan rugi, apa P is peluang hanya sekali, untung besar, so TIPU. So here I would like to introduce the 3 cornerstone of the real investment yang betul-betul punya. Okay, yang betul-betul punya. Okay, first thing, time horizon, risk and return. Ini tiga segi sebenarnya. 3 segi ni sebenarnya. Okay, contohnya, if you have 10 years, you buy a group of stocks, a portfolio of stocks, probably good stocks of 10 or 20 stocks in a fund. For example, equity fund. For example, funds. I'm not talking about a single stock. A single stock, you have concentration risk. Okay, apa itu concentration risk? Risiko yang semua dalam satu stok lah, itu panggil concentration risk. Kamu cuma ada satu telur aja. Bukan laki ada tua telur kan. Maksudnya, telur itu satu biji aja. You harap telur itu aja. Okay, so I'm talking about if you have a basket of telur, right? A portfolio, of telur. Okay, for example, all equity. Itu semua saham. Tapi satu longgok saham, different company yang bagus. For example-nya, right? So if you have 10 years, kamu ada 10 tahun, then you hope for high risk, high return. Yeah, it could probably deliver your hope, because the risk is being, spread out towards the 10 years, right? Ladies and you faham saya cakap apa? Kalau kamu ada masa yang cukup panjang, you harap return yang tinggi, contohnya you harap 12% return, or 8% or 12% return, across 10 tahun, then risiko dia tak tinggi dah. Sebab you have 10 years to achieve, right? So you spread out the risk. So ladies and gentlemen, if you tanam pokok durian sekarang, sampai you dapat buah berapa tahun? So, can you write in the chat box berapa tahun? Kalau you berapa tahun? Kalau you 10 tahun. Okey, tanam pokok durian, nak tunggu sampai dia berbuah dah boleh ambil buah durian tu berapa tahun? 5 tahun, 8 tahun. Ada orang cakap 7 tahun. Ya, betul. 5 tahun, 6, 7 tahun. Tapi ada orang invest in unit trust ke apa? Dia hari-hari telefon dia punya advisor ke, dia tengok dia punya itu, you know lah, right? Tiap-tiap tahu, every now and then, the SC FIMM regulation, the fund house need to send the email statement to the customer every month, right? Dan ini orang hari-hari dia buka email, dan kadang-kadang tamak, kadang-kadang panik sebab dia nampak merah-merah, hijau-hijau, head merah-merah, hijau-hijau. So, please lah, So I don't say you don't read statement, but you don't look at month-to-month basis. Or worse still, certain people, they go into the portal, tak kira lah, iFast punya portal ke, Public Mutual punya portal ke, Philip punya portal ke, Apin Hong punya portal ke, dia tengok itu dia punya price hari-hari tau. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm talking on behalf of AFA and MIPC, right? So quite, challenging. Ladies and gentlemen, so you could probably lead you to a panic attack, right? So ladies and gentlemen, right? If your horizon is 10 years, as you trust your financial advisor, your financial planners, and your fund managers doing good work for you, right? If the time horizon is 10 years, you no need to review your portfolio in a daily basis or in a monthly basis. You end up, a victim for noise and voice out there with the news out there. Bad news travel faster, good news travel slower. That is media, right? So if your time zone is long enough, let's say 8 years or 10 years, the risk is spread over the time frame, right? So if you want something return very high, but if you have short time zone, then meaning the risk is damn high, right? So if somebody tell you have high return, only 2 years, high return, no risk. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? What is this? This is a scam. This is definitely a scam. So these three things have their core relationship between each other. If the time zone is long enough, if you want a high return, the risk is spread out, it's relatively lower. If the time frame is short, you want a high return, the risk is damn high, right? If your time zone is short, you want a low risk, then your return is low. Probably it's only fixed deposit, money market instrument, or bonds only. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the three cornerstones of the real investment for you to think. If anybody come to you with any scheme, look very bombastic, look very bombastic and can tell you in 2 years or 3 years, I give you high return. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one question a lot of people ask me: how high is high, John? How high is high? Consider high. Okay, there's no guideline, there's no benchmark on that lah, right? So personally, in my practice, in my financial advisory practice over all these years, I think anything more than 5% is considered high. Why? Okay, why? It's a high return. Anything more than 5%. Even our ASB now, ASB, Amanah Saham Wawasan, probably they give only 4 point something to 5 point something only, right? And they cannot guarantee you anything if can, again, I say if anything more than 5% and they say can guarantee, it's considered high. Okay, again, I repeat, if anything more than 5%, they can say guarantee, is considered high. I don't say that that product is a doubtful one or what, that is called high. But it depends on how are you going to see what is the return, what is the underlying, For example, 5%, because EPF also, if the EPF want to give you a guarantee, 5% and above, very hardly they will do that. Even to declare a dividend more than 5% is a challenge for EPF. So these huge funds only want giving more than 5% dividend, it is a challenging way for them to challenging time for them to give 5% guarantee, right? So anyone come to you say guarantee can more than 5%, you must be aware, right? So it depends. If any structured product, it depends on the time frame also sometimes. If the time frame is say, it's 20 years or 15 years, and you can look into that structure, whether it's genuine or not, whatsoever. But anything, let's say, I guarantee you 8%, 10%, 12% guaranteed. Please be aware. So, ladies and gentlemen, so you look at these three cornerstones, then you could probably be cut as your guideline. So then we go to next one. Yeah, I think I cannot cover all my slides today, but I'll jump through a few. About investment planning, you need to understand how this capital market works, right? So this thing is about investment management and corporate finance. Those people who have who study corporate finance and investment management, maybe you saw this graph, this thing before, right? So investor or family unit, we say at the left side is a family unit, at the right side is business or government lah. Here I refer to business, right? The family unit do savings, save for future, save for retirement, save for education, save for dream or whatsoever. So at the right side, the business need money to run, to operate, and also to expand. So here, the family unit will probably give money to the business. The business give ROI back to the family unit as an investor, right? So here, okay, it could go through. You can see my mouse, right, ladies and gentlemen. Mouse. I think way back there you have mouse. My mouse. So the business can borrow money from its family unit through what? Through debt instrument, through debentures or through bonds, or you say, Mr. Family Unit, okay, I can let you hold my share as an owner, as a fragmented owner, so that one, I sell you, I dilute my shares so that you can purchase and invest in my shares as an owner of the business. Okay, got my point, dear ladies and gentlemen. So this one, that borrowing will be bond and debentures, and the ownership will be equities, right? So here in the middle, we have the banks, the investment bank, the stockbroker, the fund managers doing that thing, or insurance funds. So that is how the ecosystem work, right? Risk. So from the side, for the corporate side, the risk management would be derivative. They could have certain derivative, options or whatsoever, for you to hedge your risk. And the same thing for investors, also that there's derivative, for you to hedge your risk. Here, I'm talking about hedging of risk for risk management. However, on the side of certain people use derivative market to do trading. Yeah, trading is okay, but whether are you doing trading or are you speculating or are you gambling is another thing. So trading, speculating, gambling, it depends on your, on your objective and also your belief, and your habit, right? So trading, speculating, and gambling got, of course, tremendous risk. Gambling is haram. Speculating is a technical word for capital market, for the traders to trade the derivative of stocks. but speculating have very, very high risk that you can burn all your money, in sekelip mata, right? But originally derivative are structured, for risk management for both the corporate side, the business side, and also for the investor side, right? So now, over here, the central bank, especially Bank Negara Malaysia, are doing the loan side and also the short-term instrument, which are the money market, the insurance, while Securities Commission are doing the long-term market, the equities, the shares, the bonds, the derivative structured product, etc. So at the left side, it's called investment management. At the right side is corporate finance. So in a broader view, this is a bit complicated. Just now what I say is what I share out is between a family unit as investors and the business as the business unit as a business unit that load investor into them. So I go back to this one. Business, when come to borrowing, they have the cost of borrowing, right? And ownership, if they let go the equities, the ownership to the family unit, they have the cost of equity. So anything the investor earn, right, is the cost to a business. So here, this is the rationale. So kalau kamu nak untung 20% daripada apa yang you nak invest tu, itu business tu kena let go 20% punya cost bagi kamu. So who the business out there will give you a 20% return on that? So we must think of the equilibrium, the logic behind it. Kalau you nak untung 20% return from your investment, meaning somebody else will lose 20% of their cost to you. So when somebody say, invest lah, return 150%, some more guarantee, please be aware, right? Please be aware. So from that, just now the corporate finance and investment management, the chart just now, we come back to the broader picture here. This is the international and including overseas and government, right? So underlying asset, we have equities, real estate, commodities, fiat money, cryptos, jewelries and collection as an investment asset. Just now is the asset, type of asset. Then what is the instrument? The instrument, it could be, let's say, equities. Equities could become in the form of quoted shares. Quoted shares means shares yang listed dekat bursa, dekat Nasdaq, dekat New York Stock Exchange. It's a quoted shares. Means ada price. Unquoted shares means shares yang tak ada price. Maksudnya yang sendirian berhad, private equity lah. Yang sendirian berhad. Semua punya sendirian berhad, dia punya shares adalah equity in the terms of accounting. Tapi shares tu tak ada price. So it's not listed in any exchange. So it's called unquoted shares, right? So under instrument ada lagi apa? OTC bonds dengan debentures. The bonds ada listed, ada non-listed. So the non-listed are OTC. So property ada yang betul-betul punya property, ada property funds, pun ada real estate investment trust. So I got no time to touch on this. Then physical commodity, beli emas, for example. Ada physical punya emas, ke dia ada ETF punya emas, ke dia ada emas punya funds, right? What are derivative? Derivative are derivative lah. So a certain thing that you can or got contract, you beli 1 tan equals to beli 25 tan. For example, the contract is 1/25. So kalau you beli the derivative for crude oil lah, palm oil lah, whatsoever, So then what's called collective investment? Collective investment is a kumpul semua orang punya duit untuk invest dekat certain class of shares, a class of asset. Contohnya. So funds, EPF pun adalah funds, right? Unit trust pun adalah funds. ETF is also funds. Mandate also fund. Mandate maksudnya you hire fund manager untuk invest for you, right? So the fund manager could be any of the fund house, or even the mandates of, right, say Amanah Saham Bumi Putra is a type of mandate. A Bumi Putra mandate from the government side. So like ASW, Amanah Saham Wawasan, whatsoever, also a mandate, by the government side for the Bumi Putra, for Rakyat Malaysia, whatsoever, like EPF, so these are funds, right? Funds meaning collect all the investors' money, for a common purpose. Whether the fund, how the fund structure only. Is the funds with a mutual understanding to invest in equities or properties only, or by bonds or sukuk or whatsoever? Or for retirement like EPF, for like ASB, so the Bumi Putras, development or whatsoever. So these are funds. So the same thing, those equities, properties, sukuk or whatsoever under asset, giving back to the funds, then the funds distribute back to the investors, right? So these are, so last thing, right, because I have only, my time is up now. So my power quotes for investment advisory. Of course, during my practice, I got a lot of power quotes lah. Today, we are talking about investment. So about investment planning, the quotes that I always use in my advice and including supervising our own financial planners in my own firm. So saving is an action of accumulating wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Investing is about the action of allocating your wealth. Okay, saving is an action of accumulating. Investing is an action of allocating. Right? It actually is at the same part, but the action is a bit different only. Right? If you are not investing, you are still investing. Why? Because you are investing in fiat currency. Ringgit Malaysia is also a type of asset class. We call it fiat currency. Ringgit ada ringgit punya risk, currency risk. So if you are not investing, you're also investing. You're investing in one thing called RM fiat currency. Okay. If an investment instrument is regulated, so a lot of people say, oh, you go and find this one, is it licensed or regulated? Not? Yes, you can go and find whether it's regulated or licensed or not, or regulated by Bank Negara ke, Bank SC ke apa ke. Yeah, you tiba-tiba, oh, ini ada lesen, ini ada lesen, ini ada lesen, ini ada lesen. Then you must ask yourself, does it truly suits you? Dia sesuai untuk kamu tak? Tiba-tiba you buka, ini derivative. Ini apa token. Ini apa venture capital or whatsoever. Is that for you, right? Or for somebody else? So venture capital, is it for you? Private equity, is it for you? Or the wholesale funds, is it for you? Certain stock, is it for you? You need to gather its investor suitability. Are you suitable for that thing? Right? Right? So of course, this one you can check, So you can like my page or follow my page at Facebook page at John Chan Yes Financial. And conclusion, C, T, and R contribute to goal. C and T is more significant. So don't delay. So, and the last thing, when you're doing investing, ask yourself, are you investing, speculating, or gambling? Thank you very much. Thanks, MIPC, for inviting and to share. I hope that my sharing today can benefit you all. Thank you. I will open for Q&A.
Yep. Okay, For participant, we have around 5 minutes. You can ask away to Mr. John if you want to know about anything with regard to financial planning. The Q&A box, Mr. John, if anything. Any
Hi,
question?
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and any question for Mr. John? Members of the floor?
Thank you, Leong, for complimenting. Anything to ask? Spotting a scam, is it suitable for you or what? It's so interesting. Thanks. Do I have a class? Maybe sometime. You can follow my Facebook page. Anyone got any questions regarding investor protection also can. Anybody ask you or tokenization. For me, if we are normal rakyat lah, normal person, a normal rakyat, one thing is if you are planning, I mean a normal even a T20, if your income is around five-figure income, 10,000, 15,000, or 7,000, you only accumulate, let's say 2 or 3,000, every month, end up, for your future, right? So for those things that under, like, let's say private equity, venture capital, or tokenization, or NFTs, these sort of things, whether so I think what is the objective? Again, we come back to C, T, and R. So certain thing that you're hoping, or a new type of asset classes, or a new type of investment that can give you a huge R, right? But that huge R may end up, negative 100% or negative 50% or negative 80%. Is it worthwhile or not? It is not about license or not license. It is not about whether it's genuine or not. Maybe sometimes it's genuine, but it may not suit you, right? So you must ask yourself, what is your goal? How much you can contribute every month, and what is your time frame, right? So not every instrument, whether it's a instrument, licensed or not, or it's a conventional instrument, you need to ask yourself the C, T, and R to achieve your goal, right? Can gold hedge against inflation? Of course, in long term, yes. But gold is gold is a commodity. It compared to equity, equity is a company. Company is an active entity that can earn money. There's human inside, workforce inside. But gold is no. Gold is just a metal. So of course, it could actually because of scarcity of the gold, it can maintain the price. Is a good tool as a inflation hedge element. But when come to people buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, gold also have their volatility there. You might also kind of hurt yourself through the gold price going up and going down. The price of gold can shoot up and also can went down. It depends. There are more people buying, the price go up. A lot of people selling, then the price will go up, go down. So there's still market volatility on gold, right? How about cash trust in the market now? Is it safe? Come back to the three corner. Just now the three corner. The time frame and the ROI and the time frame ROI and the risk, right? So this one, you probably, when you see that, you got to answer. Anything more than 5% are considered high risk, in my perspective. And trust companies' job is not doing investment. Trust companies' job is actually a custodian and a trustee for their clients. Their client could be an individual setting up living trust or family trust. For certain trust company, they have certain license. We call it capital market service provider under the SC side. They are licensed to hold securities funds, for SC, for bonds, for sukuk, and for equities, for unit trust funds, for ETF. So those trust license, they have different approval from SC. So you can check this trustee through SC website, where this trust company that can hold investment fund. But those investment funds are not, to opinion, are not cash trust. Those are unit trust funds, those are bond funds, those are ETF, right? So that's my comment. Yeah, let's say I'm allocating money in trading. Does that money is considered as a part of asset allocation? For me, trading is active management. It's like you are doing job every day. So that is an active job, right? For me, that is active job. For asset allocation under the investment is a long-term methods, right? So for those people, right, trading and it's like working like that lah. So that's a different allocation at all. If some investment product offered by financial advisor saying approved by Bursa or Bank Negara, return in the year, can we invest? So it depends on how the financial advisor presented to you. 8 to 12%, I think what they say is a targeted return. Targeted return is not a guaranteed return. So you must also ask them back, if the targeted return is 8 to 12%, what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation is a technical word, but in a layman word called volatility. In order for you to earn to target to earn 8 to 12%. What is my volatility? Means this is a fluctuation, standard deviation, whether it's 10% or 20%. Usually, if you want to earn 10% return, right? In average, target 10% return. Your standard deviation or your volatility will probably 2 times of that. 2 times of that, which is probably your standard, your volatility would be 15 to 20%, in order to earn 10 to 12%, in long run. So some people may tell you the target return, but they don't tell you the volatility. So this one is that you can ask them.
Okay,
I
Mr.
think
John.
my time is up already.
Yeah. So basically,
sorry, Miss Abah, right, for that. Yeah.
Mr. John, so basically we have one interesting question from Elvin Eric. So maybe you can ask that for the final one. What's your opinion as a licensed financial planner of the many investment influencers in social media?
Oh, again.
Okay, what's your opinion of the many investment influencers in social media? You can
Oh,
refer to.
interesting question. Okay, interesting question. Okay. Um. A lot of people, if those investment influencers are not licensed, right? So apa yang dia nak cakap tu, no. It's not based on certain standards and professional standard. So you will probably end up misleading. I cannot say they scam you. Certain things might be misleading. Certain things might be misleading. If you listen to their advice, end up they may be financial disaster. I say it into one analogy. Health ada orang cakap oh makan banyak-banyak itu lemak binatang you akan jadi healthy. Sekarang kita banyak makan lemak binatang. End up you listen to that advice, then you makan lah itu lemak ni lah, lemak itulah, end up you kena heart attack. So who are you blaming? Right? If you need to hear the proper licensed dietitian. You need to hear what the doctor say, not about those people who saying any about health, in the website. Same thing to financial advisor, financial influencer. If anything they can say is not to any not regulated by anyone, by themselves only, there might be misleading element here and there. End up, one thing very important, financial influencer, right? Where is their income revenue? Di mana dia dapat untung duit dia? Biasanya dia akan untung duit dia daripada viral, right? Berapa viral. So sometimes good things real thing travel slower one. For example, let's say you do something funny in the web, in the internet space, you go viral faster, right? You go viral faster. So the element that they say may be misleading or whatsoever, because the objective is to make the thing viral, not to give you a proper advice and proper information, right? One thing. Second thing, if their platform or if their account are viral already, so they are maybe they want to sell their page or whatsoever for certain people to make advertisement. So end up one day you may find out that certain scammer or certain doubtful investment or certain unlicensed activity will say, hey, these are financial influencer, can I use your website to sell my product? Then you promote you maybe put some logo behind or what, or maybe you have an airtime to talk about 2 to 3 minutes on whatever. I want to promote, the unlicensed activity or unlicensed unlicensed funds or whatsoever, right? Or unlicensed platform. So end up you think that, oh, this unlicensed platform is genuine, because this platform appear in any financial influencer. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, I think, it's not I think SC already have a guideline on financial influencer. They must be licensed, right?